Hey guys, so I wanted to hop on today to talk a little bit about um, Mercury retrograde coming up next week. So Mercury is going to be going retrograde um, on July 26th here on the East Coast in the US in Leo. It's going to be going retrograde everywhere, but on that particular day. So I thought I would share with you guys some cool tips on how you can use your essential oils to help you get through this time. Um, Astrologically, it's a pretty intense time right now. We're in the midst of eclipse season. July 26th, Mercury will go retrograde in Leo, and then the next day we'll have the second of three eclipses that are happening this summer within this 1 month period that just began. So the last eclipse was last Thursday, and the next one will be July 27th. So right before that, we're going to get hit with Mercury retrograde. And if you know anything about that, you know that things tend to go a little bit haywire. You tend to have some technological glitches. Maybe not the best time to book your flight tickets for your summer vacation. It's really a time of reviewing. And so you may have heard, if you're interested in astrology, you may have heard that this whole summer is a little bit of a retrograde summer. Right now we've got 4 planets retrograde, and we've got Mercury joining. So get ready, buckle up. Mercury retrograde in Leo is a little bit dramatic. So it really depends on where Leo is in your chart. That will dictate how potent the retrograde is for you. But in general, it's good to just take note, not sign any contracts, review, reassess, reprioritize, not necessarily launch or do something brand new that you've never done before. So those are kind of some good tips for Mercury retrograde. It's 3 weeks. It happens 3 or 4 times a year. It feels like we're always in Mercury retrograde. That's the joke that everyone makes, like, what's new? But it really is only 3 weeks for about 3, sometimes 4 times a year, usually 3. And there is a shadow period. So for, a week or 2 before and a week or 2 after, just be conscious of it. So we're in that shadow period now. We're starting to prep for that time, that backspin of our communication planet. Mercury rules communication, all things, speaking, writing, connecting, communicating within your relationship, at work, social media, all that stuff. So anywhere you communicate in your life, Mercury is present. So all of that said, let's jump into the oils that I recommend using. So what I'm doing for my new doTERRA clients who want to come in and get into the oils and using them for their health and wellness, I'm offering a brand new enrollment kit, which is oils to survive Mercury retrograde. If you have them at home, use them. If you don't have them, but you have a doTERRA account, get on there and purchase them. And if you don't have a doTERRA account, send me a message and we'll get you all set up with wholesale pricing so that you can save and get free oils as well as the best pricing possible. Okay, so Mercury retrograde survival kit, here we go. Number 1 is Melaleuca. Today is Wednesday, July 18th. So today there's actually a BOGO, buy one, get one free on doTERRA, if you're already a customer or if you're just shopping retail, either or. So if you buy TerraShield, you get Melaleuca for free, which, there you go. So it's a great day to join up and get your Mercury retrograde survival kit going. TerraShield is an all-natural bug repellent. It's great if you're camping, hiking, summer venturing, anywhere. Melaleuca you always want to have. So that will kick us off for what we're going to talk about today. Melaleuca is great. It's tea tree oil in layman's terms, and it's great for protecting you energetically. So if you've got if you're a teacher or healer, acupuncture, anything like that, for me personally, I use Melaleuca. I put it around my navel before I go to teach yoga because I'm interacting with lots of other people and they're bringing their stuff and like letting go of their stuff as they practice. And I don't want to take that home with me. The navel is a point that energy can be accessed. So it's a nice place to put it. You can also put it on the back of the neck, behind the ears. inside the wrists, whatever works for you. But this is your protective oil. It's going to protect you from taking on unwanted energies throughout the day, whether or not you're a yoga teacher. So the next one is vetiver. Vetiver is a really grounding oil. It connects us to the earth. It's the oil of descent. So it helps us as we move through those heavy emotions that are kind of come up. Eclipses always illuminate the darkness. Eclipses always bring up the stuff that we don't necessarily want to look at. This particular eclipse is asking us to let go of something. So we have to do the work to go underneath and see what we have to let go of. If you're not sure what's coming up for you, let me know. We can do a chart reading and figure out where exactly the eclipse is happening in your chart. And that will identify for you where the work is. With that said, since we're all going through it right now, eclipses bring up emotional times. Vetiver is great because it just gives us a sense of rootedness and gives us a sense of being connected to the earth when perhaps our emotions are really high. Cypress is the oil of flow and motion. So as this stuff is coming up, we want to let it move through us. So cypress is really important. It's a great oil to use on new and full moons when you're setting intentions and letting go of stuff and just working through your emotional life in any way, shape, or form. Cypress is crucial. Peppermint is always a good one to have when it's July in the Northern Hemisphere because it's hot, and peppermint is #1 cooling oil. I use peppermint in New York City all the time. So I always have it in a roller. I roll it on the back of my neck. I've got it here by my desk because I never let it be too far from me. And I put this in my bag as I move around the city, and I just put it on the back of my neck, and it's almost like a little personal air conditioner. Besides the tangible effects of peppermint, obviously it's cooling and it opens up the airways. It helps to alleviate feelings of heaviness. So if you have something weighing heavy on your heart, then peppermint will help you rise above those emotions. Again, we want to work through this stuff, but we don't want it to keep you from living your life. And that's where peppermint comes in. It's really useful in helping you to keep going, even when things are tough. And then the last one is Elevation. Elevation is one of my favorite blends, and it is a super cheerful, citrusy blend that will lighten up any situation. So that's a good one to finish off on. So that's your Mercury Retrograde Survival Kit. You can use all of the oils in your diffuser. You can use them topically. Elevation is citrus. It is sunny here in New York at least. So if you are putting citrus on your skin, make sure that you're not going to be spending any significant time in the sun for 12 hours afterwards because it is photosensitive, and so you might get those unsightly brown spots if you go, laying in the sun when you have some citrus oil on your skin. Another way I like to use the oils is to make little sprays, and you can make a little spray by adding a few drops of each of the oils. You can choose what you want to be more potent and then add distilled water to the rest of the bottle, and you have a nice spritz. I like having those spritzes, especially with peppermint in the summer. It wakes you up, it cools you down. Those are nice. I use those a lot in my yoga classes. My yoga students love them. I make a new moon spritz every month, and people just absolutely love it. So again, lots of ways you can use the oils. You can use them all together. You can use them individually, but these are oils that I recommend using for the duration of Mercury retrograde and the duration of this eclipse season that we are in the throes of, which will end on August 11th. So we've got 2 more to go through. We've got July 27th, that's the big one, and then we've got August 11th, which will finish it out, and then I'm hoping that we will all experience a lot of relief as we make our way toward Labor Day after August 11th. So just to review, Melaleuca, that's your protective oil. Vetiver, that's your grounding oil, allowing you to move into those emotions, feel them, let them come up. Cypress, motion, flow, let it roll through. Peppermint, it elevates you, brings you some buoyancy, and cools you down, especially if you're getting a little angry, a little tempers are flaring. Mercury is going to be in Leo. That's a fire sign, and it's a little dramatic, so peppermint's going to be good to cool it down. And last but not least, elevation, which will always just be a nice way to lift your spirits when you're feeling a little heavy, and if it's feeling like a tough morning to get out into the world, elevation's a nice one for the morning diffuser blend as you're getting ready. So that is all I've got for you today. If you're interested in oils, let me know. If you're interested in learning more about astrology or how the eclipses or the Mercury retrograde is going to play out in your specific chart, send me a message and we'll get you all squared away, okay? Lots of love. Namaste.